Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how are you guys doing today on this Friday, March the 12th, 2021? Thank you for joining me here tonight for another metallic episode of Music of Destruction. Bringing you the very best in metal-related content right here on YouTube on the only metal channel you need. If you missed anything in the past week, click the eye in the upper right corner. Get caught up on all my latest videos. I would really appreciate it. If you'd like me to review anything, make suggestions in the comment section down below. No slam, deathcore, metalcore, or modern tech death, and please remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you don't miss anything. This is the hardest working metal channel on the fucking platform, bar none. Nobody's going to give it to you the way I do, unbridled, raw, passionate, unfiltered, and uncensored. So welcome to Metal Album Warfare Fridays here on the channel, and tonight I'm pretty excited for this episode. If you saw my YouTube shorts that I uploaded about tonight's episode, then you know exactly what tonight's battle is going to be, and that's going to be Burzum Belus going up against Xasthur's Defective Epitaph. If you need a background history on either of these bands, that I have done reviews on both bands, go to the Metal Reviews playlist and find Xasthur and Burzum there in there. Alright, so let's get into the video, shall we? First up, we have Burzum's Leukes Conspiracy Game versus Xasthur-Souless Elegy. Well, I'm not a big fan of either song to open up these albums, because Leukes Conspiracy is just some bouncing of a random object, and Souless Elegy just feels like a mishmash of really uninspiring ideas. I'm going to give the point to Xasthur on this one, just because it's a better track. Next up, we have Burzum, The Death of Belus versus Xasthur's Purgatory Spiral, and you know what? Both of these songs, atmospheric as hell, though a little bit different in terms of mood and emotion, nuances and peaks and valleys. Definitely both songs are equally atmospheric in terms of what they're going for here, and I love both these bands so much. I have shirts from both bands. I have most of Xasthur's discography. I got to get more Burzum. I have 3 of his albums now, but The Death of Belus is a very compelling song, as is Purgatory Spiral. I'm going to give a point to both. Next up, we have Burzum, The River of Forgetfulness versus Xasthur's Cemetary of Shattered Masks, and I gotta give this one to Burzum. This song is so fucking hypnotic, trance-inducing, emotional, powerful, convicted, and instrumentally just puts you in a fucking trance with its primitive approach, whereas Cemetery of Shattered Masks is a very atmospheric, misanthropic song, but I've got to give it to Burzum, so Burzum's gonna get another point there. Next up, we have Burzum, the Descendant of Kaimadalthas versus Xasthur's Malignant Prophecy. Equally atmospheric tracks, very misanthropic on both sides of the coins. Burzum's a little bit more leaning towards the epical storytelling. Burzum's not really a fan of humanity either, whereas Xasthur is full-on misanthropic black metal. These songs are both equally fucking incredible. Compositionally, they are different, but you can definitely tell where Xasthur got a lot of his influences from, which was, of course, Burzum. So they're both going to get a point. Next up, we have Burzum's Sword Dance versus Xasthur's Oration of Ruin. Equal songs here once again. I love both equally. Burzum's Sword Dance is very fast, frantic, almost folk-like and polka-like with its galloping riffs and stuff like that. Not quite super dark in terms of atmosphere, whereas Oration of Ruin is a very chaotic, dissonant, misanthropic ride through Malefic's mind of pure despondency and hatred, and it's fucking fast and heavy, so I'm going to give a point to each for that reason as well. Next up, we have Burzum's The Horse of Kello versus Xasthur's Legacy of Human Irrelevance. Again, very equal songs. I love both bands so much, and these tracks really complement each other. I find if I play one after the other, I can definitely see the similarities here. And Burzum is amazing because of his influence on Xasthur, but as a standalone band he is, whereas Xasthur's Legacy of Human Irrelevance really points to why Malefic is so fed up with fucking humanity, and they're amazing tracks. Absolutely amazing. They're both going to get a point. Next up, we have Burzum's Dawn versus Xasthur's Funerals, or Dehumanizing Procession, sorry. And Dawn is just mesmerizing. I cannot stop listening to that track. It's hypnotic, it's trance-inducing, it's emotional, it takes me away from this world, and it's a very well-composed track in terms of the hypnotic dissonance that it creates. Dehumanizing Procession, equally amazing, however, very atmospheric, very depressing, misanthropic, but I've got to give it to Burzum's Dawn because I like that song quite a bit more, so Burzum's going to get the point there. Finally, we have Burzum's The Return of Belus versus Xasthur's Funerals, Drenched, and Apathy. One of my favorites from Xasthur and Burzum. Equally amazing songs on both fronts. Atmospherically, they are fucking geniusly composed and very primitive and very raw, and I love both of these songs equally. Now, given that Defective Epitaph has 11 songs, I could only compare 8 songs because Burzum's Belus only has 8 tracks. So I can't really give Xasthur 3 points out of nowhere, right? So let's add up the scores here. We have Belus coming in with 7 points. Defective Epitaph comes in with 6 points. So Belus takes the win by a small margin. But both of these albums, you cannot go wrong. And Defective Epitaph wasn't widely received very well. I don't know why. Belus was Burzum's comeback album after he was released from prison and allowed to use instruments again, because in jail he only had a keyboard to record with. But Defective Epitaph is definitely not an album that you want to skimp out on. A lot of people complained about the drums when Malefic was playing drums as opposed to using a drum machine. He does use a drum machine somewhat on this album, but his drumming is primitive and raw, and it doesn't have to be overly technical to be fucking good. So don't understand the criticism there. Anyway, Belus takes the win by a small margin. So yeah, but you can't go wrong with either of these albums. Alright, so there you have it. Another metal album warfare is in the books. I hope you enjoyed tonight's premiere. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell, select all so you don't miss anything. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Music of Destruction. My Teespring store open, teespring.com/music-of-destruction. Go check out all my awesome merch. Making some new stuff over the weekend. Twitch.tv/Music of Destruction. Probably going to go live tonight and play some Red Dead Redemption 2. Doing a full playthrough of that again for you guys. So go check me out on Twitch. The Seed episode 31, the history of thrash metal part 1. Working on that right now. Going to be doing that right after this video. If you'd like to support the channel, patreon.com/Music of Destruction. Pick the $5 tier. Get access to my podcast for life. Your support helps the channel, helps go to new equipment, better cameras, better lighting, more green screen, bigger green screen, all that kind of stuff. Colton James and myself, reviews on the run, doing our first movie review very soon. Movie and game reviews. We got the cameras. We're going to be getting the lighting that we want for the living room next. We're setting up a studio out there. Let's check out a new clip he just made recently.
Here I am, Wheezy. Hey, you're gonna like it down here. Come on, I want to be a part of one of my attendant, you dumb-goddamn bitch.
I'm sorry, Ricardo.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me. Aren't you?
And we are back. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Have an awesome night. We will see you for the Subscriber Radio Show Saturday night. Cheers and stay fucking metal. Take care.